everybody. I wanted to come to you today with a very common problem that a lot of people in Avon and maybe in a lot of direct sales that are doing team building experience all the time, and that is the classic "I'll be there" and then they stand you up. People have asked me, how do you stop that from happening? How can you make that less of happening to you? And I'll honestly tell you, it really is a hit or miss, but I have found certain ways that I have worked a business that have stopped a lot of that happening to me. So there's a couple ways people can get started with you, but I'm first going to share with you what I do from the moment I've spoken to a new interested person. If it is an Avon lead that's come through the system, I always immediately send out, before even the phone call, an Avon interest email. The Avon interest email has in it the top 10 reasons they should start an Avon business. It has my link. You can start right now with the link and the code. Now, if you're brand new, you have to have your first appointment in first before you have your link with code. But definitely try this method, after you have your link. Always send some sort of informational as soon as that lead comes through the system. If it's somebody that you met out in town, I do the same thing. If we were quick with our conversation, I say, if you don't mind, let me get your number or an email and let me send you a little bit more information, then I'll give you a call. This is going to weed out some of the people that you may have met in the moment, or people that have filled out a form and they want to know a little more information. We're going to be able to give them that information so that when we do call, they're going to already have an idea. Either they're going to ignore your phone call because they realize it's not for them, or they're going to be so excited they're going to email you back right away from that email, or you're going to suddenly see an online appointment. So that's one of the first things I do, and it's helped greatly in when it comes to conversion of people that come through like my site, and people that have come through, people that I've met out and about, because then they're ready. They're a little more ready. There's three ways, so I'm going to try to stay on track here because I took a lot of notes last night. This came to mind. I thought I've got to tell everybody what I'm doing that helps to decrease it. So that's the first thing. Send a Avon interest email. The second thing you want to do is there's three ways they can get started with you. So you call them up and you say, "Hey, Susie, this is Lisa with Avon. You recently just put in Avon interest, an interest that you were interested in selling Avon, and I'm just following up with you on that. Did you receive the email that I sent with all the extra information?" First question. Very important that you ask them that. If they say, "No, I haven't seen it yet," then of course you're on the phone with them. You can go ahead and ask them the questions first as to why they filled out an Avon form, what brings them to wanting to start an Avon business, and get to know their why. The natural questions will come. We don't necessarily want to give them everything, but any questions they're asking, I always answer them. I want to get them excited so that if they're meeting with me, we have a lot more to talk about as we're getting to know each other. So if they're seriously ready, they're going to want to meet with you. If they're local, it is your best bet out of the three options, of course, to meet with your team partner. If they're not local, or sometimes they are local and they're too excited to wait to meet with you, and maybe your schedules aren't getting together, and it's easier for them to just go to your link and get started, and they don't mind phone coaching and Skyping and meeting you up when they can. They just want to get started like now. So by the time you've called, they've already made the decision whether they're going to meet with you usually, or whether they want to get started right now. So when I'm talking to people, they have the choice of either, like I said, meeting with me. Now, let me give you a tip on something that I've done from the beginning. A lot of district managers don't like that I've done this, and I don't recommend this if you are home alone. My husband works from home, and I do have a home office. So all of my appointments, when I'm speaking to them, I say, "Wonderful." I says, "It's only $10 to get started, and you can, when can you come out and meet me at my home office?" So I don't say, "Can you meet me? Will you meet me? Can we meet here?" I say, "When can you come out and see me at my home office?" Okay. Again, if you're not comfortable with at home, or you're by yourself, don't do that. Use, "When can you come meet with me at the such and such location where I do my appointments?" Make it easy for you as far as you're running a business. They are partnering with you. When we are not bosses, but let me explain it in this way as far as team partnership. I want to know that person that is ready to start a business with me is willing to maybe come a little bit out of their way because they're so excited that they want to get started. If we make it like going all the way to their house, all the way to their side of town, all the way, to them. And like I said, there might be some district managers that say, oh no, we're supposed to go straight to them. But here's the thing. All of you that have gotten stood up, and we've all been there, you've wasted your gas, you've wasted your babysitter, you've wasted your time to drive all the way out to some McDonald's somewhere to sit there for them to stand you up because you went to closer to where they are. So I have always controlled the situation by when can you come out and meet me in my home office? I have, do you need nighttime or daytime? This is what I have open, and have them come to me. And 99% of the time they show up. Back in the day before I was doing, at my home office, if somebody was uncomfortable meeting at my house, then I would say, if they said, well, I'm not really comfortable, I'll say, okay, well, no problem. I have another location. I meet at the Panera on such and such. Can you meet me there? If they're still making excuses, well, that's kind of this or blah, 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 blah. And I say, well, there's a third way. If you're not willing, if you're not able to come out and meet me, I have a very busy schedule. I'm really looking forward to getting to know you and getting you started, but I book several appointments on these 2 days that are usually one after the other. Sometimes, there'll be another person there with you. So, this is what I have available. If that's not convenient for you, you can go to my Start Avon link. I can send that to you in a text or, give it to you right now, and you can take care of that, and we can still train and maybe get together on another day that's a little more convenient for you if you have a very busy week and you're ready right now. Or if you want to get started right now and you don't have the computer at home, or you just, you want me to help you with it, I can get you started over the phone. And the way you do this, because I know all of you going, what do you mean over the phone? You're going to go to your Start Avon link for them, and you're going to help put them in the system, and the kit is going to be shipped from Avon. So you're not doing any illegal sending of your own kit. You're doing it through the proper channels. But when people are ready now, and then they hang up with you and say, okay, I'll go to the link, whatever, then sometimes they never do it. But if they're really ready now, they'll be like, okay, I'm going to go right when we hang up. Or, you know what, I'm not near my computer right now, but I do want to get started right now, and I can't meet you on this day or this day. I'd be happy to do that with you over the phone. And basically, you do your Start Avon with your link, fill everything out. You're asking them all the questions. It surprises me on how many people have done that in the past, that they're willing to give somebody that they don't really know, their information. But I guess they look at it as no different than if they're ordering from Home Shopping Network, that type of thing. But I've had a lot of people that I've talked to, and they're like, yeah, let's just do it right now. So that happens. And then in the other instance, they'll just hang up and they'll go and do it. Now, if they say they're going to do it and then they don't do it, I wait a couple days and call and say, did you have any trouble with the form? Whatever. If they're ignoring my phone calls, they don't call me back, I do not push the issue. Same thing with appointments. If we've set a time, for example, at my house, the first thing that goes to them after we've set that time is I send right after the phone call, I'm, like another email that's a follow-up email, and basically says, I'm really looking forward to meeting you. Here's what you need to bring to your appointment, and kind of follow up with what I said in the phone call. One of the things that I tell them if they're meeting me in person on a phone call is, I'm really excited to meet with you, and there's a couple things that I need you to bring with you when you come. One is, don't forget to bring your driver's license and your $10. The other thing is if you will bring with you a list of 50 or more names of people that you know and places that you go. And if you can look through the brochure link, because some of them don't have a book, so I will send them a virtual link in an email so they can start looking at the products and getting excited. If you can go through the virtual link and start writing up your list of all the wish items that you're interested, or even gather some orders from family or friends before you meet with me, by the time you come to my house, if you have that and the list, I will have a free gift for you. Now, do not do that. I will give them like a little hand cream or something like that if they've done that. Then upon placing their first order with them, once they have their order in whatever, I might have, something else that's wrapped up like a shower gel and a, something little that's going to make them feel like, oh, I accomplished this. Again, this gets them excited right away to look at the brochure, to get their 50 names. And to me, it weeds out the people that aren't going to do. If they've done that and they've come to the appointment, and they've been on time and they didn't stand, like I said, they didn't stand me up, we followed through with everything that's going to be happening at the appointment, then those are the eager ones. Now, what do you do when they do stand you up? Are you calling back and begging them to see you? I don't. I send, I'm sorry you missed your appointment. I certainly hope everything is okay because in some instances, there's emergencies. This is life, things happen. So I never am ever rude to them. I just say, I'm really sorry you missed your appointment. I really hope everything is okay. If you're interested in rescheduling, we could try for another day, this week or next week or whatever your schedule is. Or feel free to go to the link online. It's fast and easy. Maybe that's more convenient for you. And I would love to still have you be a part of this team. If they email back and they want another appointment in person, awesome. I give one more chance, but that's it. One more chance for them to show up. I let them know at that time, I'm really, if they give me some lame excuse, oh, I went shopping and I ran out of time, blah, 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 then I've kind of got a problem. And I'm going to say, my time is very valuable. I'm a very busy businesswoman. I have appointments and trainings and people that need me, all throughout the week. So when we set up your time, it's really important that if you cannot make this appointment, that you do let me know so that somebody else that, is ready to get started, that I can put in that spot. So I would really appreciate, if you're letting me know if you've changed your mind or something happens. That is going to help too. I think with your follow-ups. So a day before also the appointment, I send another reminder email. If they're a texter, I send them a quick text. Looking forward to seeing you tomorrow. Don't forget the special incentive. If you bring your 50 names and any outside orders or your personal list, you get a free gift when you meet with me. And that gets them excited. So I'm always reminding them. And again, if you're meeting them outside the home, you may want to call right before you leave your house to just say, I'm getting ready to leave. I'm just making sure you're on your way too. And that way you're not wasting your time. Always bring with you to an appointment busy work. Just in case they do stand you up, make use of that time. Another thing that you can do, because I know most of the people in Avon, I'm kind of maybe a rarity that I have appointments in my house. I've always, like when my kids were little, it's just started becoming kind of hard to meet people, at different locations. My husband worked from home, so it was perfect for me and I was okay with it. Like I said, there's a safety issue. I know I'm inviting a stranger into my home. I'm always surprised that they're willing to come to my home, but they do. And I've never felt threatened. I've never felt uncomfortable. These are business partners that I'm going to be working with. But if for some reason you get a weird vibe or you're not comfortable doing that, or again, you don't have somebody at home, don't do that, okay? Meet them, in a place that's closer to you, okay? Nobody says you need to drive all out over the place to meet somebody, especially if you're mom with kids. Like when I was starting my business and I was doing them outside the house, I had a sitter or my husband or somebody who's watching the kids, and I need to make the most use of my time. Our time is valuable. Our time is, really important. That's why we're doing this, is for our families and to make it flexible to fit in our schedule. And I'm not saying not to be flexible with your new team member. I'm saying that, you have appointments that you are setting up, and for you to traipse all around town from one side to the other side of the other, wouldn't it be easy to tell everybody, this is where I meet everybody? I have a 1 o'clock open and then I have another appointment at 2:30. Do you think you could meet me here at 1? Now, another thing that I've always told my representatives that's a good tip, again, everything I'm saying here is just my personal experience, and you can take it however you want to take it, but you can book your appointments. And then when you're speaking to the appointment, you just say, I have another representative that's going to be getting started with us also on the same day. So to avoid any delays, I would really appreciate making sure that you are on time so that we don't have to, hold up the appointment. And then that helps too. So make the most use of your time. And, remember, there's the 3 ways that they can get started with you. To reiterate, always send an Avon Interest email first, then call or text. After you've spoken to them, again, if they're really eager, they're going to email you back or call you back right away. If they're not, you call them, you ask if they've received your email with the information. If they say no, say, well, I sent you some more information via email, but what kind of questions would you have for me? And are you ready to get, what brought you to starting a business? Ask them a few questions. You can kind of feel people out that way, almost as if you're interviewing them for being a partner in your business. You can kind of tell a little bit right away with that. And then give them the 3 options. Say, well, you live in the area right here. I do my appointments here at Panera or whatever it is that you want to keep your regular meeting place, okay? And that's going to alleviate so much stress for you to have the same place that you meet people. Or, if it's at your home office, that this is when your availabilities are. I ask them all the time, morning or evening, do you work full time? When is the best time for you? Morning or evening? And then I say, well, I have open on Tuesday evening or Thursday evening, X time. Okay. Again, if they're really eager, they're going to say, I can do Thursday or I can do Tuesday. Okay. You've got to make this work for you. And I feel like from the start, if we have a little bit more with it being our business and then them joining you in business and you're going to be working with them, that if you are always having to, if you were trying to convince them in the first place to join the business, they're never going to be a self-starter. They're never going to be somebody, I mean, it's possible, maybe they'll turn around, but I've just from experience, the ones that are very prepared, they come, they're ready, they're going to do their homework. They're going to be the ones that take the online trainings. They're going to be the ones that give you the courtesy of letting you know if for some reason they can't make it and things like that. Again, this is just scenarios that I'm giving you. We've all been there with the stand-ups and it stinks and it's part of MLM. People get the cold feet, somebody talks them out of it, whatever it happens to be, something changes their mind or they make excuses. So give them the 3 ways. Again, make sure you're doing the follow-up. You're sending them that email after you've discussed with, I'm looking forward to meeting you and getting you started in your own Avon business. Here's what you need to bring. Send them a brochure link so they can start taking orders before you even meet with you. And then the day of the appointment, send them another quick reminder. And this is usually in effect if you've got like a week out from this appointment, okay? If it's within 2 days, then, you're still going to send up the follow-up, but, right before you leave for the appointment, again, it's always good to maybe just say, I'm on my way if you're leaving your home to get to somewhere. And if they're not responding, that was another thing I was doing when I was doing outside appointments. I told them that, I'll be sending you informational right before I leave the house. It's important that you tell me that you're on your way, because if you don't respond and I don't hear from you, I'm going to think that you're not coming. So that will also alleviate. If they don't answer the phone and you're on your way to an appointment and they don't say, yeah, Lisa, I'm on my way, then why waste your time going there? Confirm it before you even leave your house, okay? I hope some of these tips help. Stand-ups really stink in business. They can be disappointing. Sometimes it seems like they come in waves where you're like, oh my gosh, all week I had 5 appointments and only one of them panned out. Everybody else stood me up. But implementing some of these methods may help you have a better success rate of stand-ups not happening to you anymore, or at least lessening the percentage, weeding out the ones that will and the ones that won't. So I hope this helps a lot of you that were asking me some of the questions on stand-ups. We all have that story of the person that says, I'll be there, and even when you confirm it, I'll be there, and then they don't show up. So that is not going to be somebody, honestly, that I'm going to beg to join me in business. I don't beg anybody to join me in business. I just give them the information, and if they're serious about starting a business, they'll be there. So keep that in mind. You guys have a wonderful Avon day. I hope this has been helpful, and I'll talk to you guys real soon. Have a great week. Bye.